Now, voters in New Hampshire, it's a big one. This is head to the polls, but the results be coming in at 1 a.m. in the morning as Donald Trump faces his last big Republican opponent, Nikki Haley, after Ron DeSantis dropped out and endorsed him yesterday.
That's right. The former US President Trump is hoping to deliver the ex-governor a knockout blow, clearing his path to the Republican nomination. So joining us now. Sorry. US political analyst Eric Ham. Morning, Eric.
Good morning.
Good morning. Great to see you. So it's just going to be a shoo-in for Trump, this, isn't it? He might as well just coast it tonight and be his usual self.
Well, it's certainly looking like that's a possibility. We know Nikki Haley has been wanting a one-on-one matchup with Donald Trump for quite some time. She now has it, but with all the polling data coming in, it looks like this is Donald Trump's race to lose. And we're seeing every single day the party continuing to coalesce around Donald Trump, not Nikki Haley.
And, Eric, what about the 6 to 7% of the voters that were backing DeSantis? He pledged his support for Donald Trump. Will they go en masse to Trump, or might they split? Some of them vote for Haley.
Well, in New Hampshire, Ron DeSantis votes really won't have much of an impact because we know Ron DeSantis was polling at a very low number there. And also, it was a state that he actually did not compete in. Remember, after the Iowa caucuses, he went to South Carolina, not to New Hampshire. So it's unlikely it's going to have much of an impact, which is why if Donald Trump actually wins New Hampshire, it's going to be a much bigger win than expected because he will have actually done so without needing Ron DeSantis' support in this contest.
Just tell us, Eric, tell the British viewers, what is the format for tonight? How big are these events? What happens?
Well, New Hampshire is very different from Iowa. Iowa was a caucus state where you actually had to show up and you actually had to join with other supporters of your particular candidate. This is an instance where you're actually just going to the polls. So it's the first in nation actual primary where you're actually going into the polls and actually voting. It's highly unlikely that New Hampshire is going to have many of the issues Iowa did, where the weather was so bad. It was the coldest the weather had ever been during a primary in Iowa. So that's not likely to be a major factor in this contest.
What number should we be looking for to show that he's either faltering, Trump, or coasting it?
If Donald Trump is actually doing better than, say, 50% with conservatives, then I think it means it's going to be a very good night for Donald Trump. In the case of Nikki Haley, if she is actually doing better than, say, 20 points with independents, then that means it's going to be a better night for her. Both of them are playing very well to their respective strengths. Nikki Haley with independents, Donald Trump with more conservatives. The question is, can either of those candidates do better than what we're already seeing in terms of polling data with their strong suit?
Very interesting. And who do you think would be his running mate, Eric, if you had to place a bet now if Donald Trump gets the nomination?
Well, I think right now that's what everyone is watching. Here's where I think this stands right now. Tim Scott checks a lot of the boxes for Donald Trump's running mate. However, what we are seeing from Republican Congresswoman Elise Stefanik out of New York is that she is far better at actually throwing a punch than any of the other candidates that we know that are already auditioning. But this is Donald Trump we're talking about. He's going to make this a reality show project that is going to run for the next several months. So it's going to be a very interesting ride as he continues to card out these VP candidates.
OK, thank you so much, Eric. Eric Ham there, US political analyst.
You know, if it's a choice between Trump and Biden, I think you have to go for Trump.
Oh, every
by a million miles.
single time.
Who would have thought it? Because Biden he's losing it.
He is